Liam.
All
Liam
right.
Hugo Ryan. And I'm Luke Ryan, and this is Liz
Liz
Ryan.
Well, it's very nice to meet all of you. So, as this is about gaming, what's everyone's favorite game?
Ooh,
Fortnite. My favorite
Fortnite.
game is Fortnite.
All right.
Right now, probably Fortnite,
Yeah.
but of all time, maybe James Bond for N64.
Ooh.
I like Bubble Bobble from Nintendo when we were little.
Bubble Bobble, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
but we also like to play board games. We play Monopoly,
Yeah,
Mana
that's your
Uno.
favorite
So,
game, right?
Extra Life is an amazing program where gamers can come together to raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals like Boston Children's Hospital by playing games. It can be games of all kinds. And a lot of people take this and they stream on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. And they ask for donations from their viewers. And it has been very successful. This is now year 12 of Extra Life. And
Liam played for Extra Life. He played at Boston Children's Hospital. He played with Gordon Hayward.
Ooh.
He's one of the patient advocates. Yeah, that's true. He played Minecraft on stage, and he was playing what game?
That's
League
really
of
cool.
Legends. Yeah, he was playing League of Legends. That was from Extra Life because Liam's a patient advocate for Extra Life.
That's
in
great.
Boston Children's Hospital, right? Yeah. That's Liam's sister Olivia over there. That's our story that we tell sometimes when we go out and do events. There's some fundraising we've done for the Cure JM Foundation.
That's great.
And then behind me is a book that we're working on too.
Liam? Now.
Liam, how old are you, bud?
6,
6, that's right.
Wow.
7 and a half.
Almost.
6.5, almost 7. Almost
Wow.
7 and a half.
No, 6. You're more than a half. You are going to turn 7 August.
12.
So, Liam was super happy, healthy little guy, all the way up until age 4. He was 100% like you would have in any type of checkup. And then out of nowhere, in January of 2018, we started seeing some different symptoms and signs of something being off for him. And so he would sit out of playing Duck Duck Goose at school. He would not want to go to bouncy houses. He wouldn't want to go up the stairs. He'd want to get carried everywhere. He'd cry, complain about pain in his body, but he would kind of keep switching the symptoms. He'd say, "There's fire in my ankles. There's ice in my knees. There's someone is in his belly or whatever." But then he also was having rash issues on his face and his elbows and his knees and his knuckles. But we were seeing multiple specialists, and we were kind of going down different paths, unconnected between the skin condition and the muscle weakness. And it got pretty bad. So within a few months, he went from January 2018 to March of 2018. He got to a point where he couldn't get couldn't get off the floor on his own, couldn't get up a pair of any stairs. He would be in constant pain, unfortunately, and he even couldn't pick up his own head at one point. And basically, we got to a diagnosis, luckily, through Boston Children's Hospital, from a dermatologist there who had read a paper in college about a disease that affects 1 in 500,000 kids, and it's called Juvenile Myositis. It's an autoimmune disease. It's super rare, and basically what it is it's the body is tricked into thinking that the healthy muscles, tissues, joints, ligaments, skin are foreign invaders, and it attacks the healthy cells, thinking that they're foreign cells, and it attacks 24 hours a day and doesn't have an off switch. So unfortunately, there's no cure. There's no known cause, but there's some theories. And then this is Black Sword coming to say hi. Liam's cat. We named Black Sword. And so what we do is we do a lot of advocacy, fundraising, awareness for the whole Cure Jam community. Do our best that we can on that end. So as far as treatment goes, he was diagnosed and immediately started aggressive treatment. That's when he couldn't get off the floor, couldn't pick up his own head, and basically immediately started high-dose steroids intravenously, as well as a low-dose chemo drug, and had his first IVIG infusion, which is immunotherapy through plasma. And basically, it's an infusion that's all day. So he still continues 2 things. We're no longer using steroids, which is great because that has a whole host of side effects. But he's now, as you can tell, looks like any normal kid popping around. We do a big fundraiser in the summer. We're one of the top fundraising families in the country. I have a background in media and marketing, so I work for a TV station. My wife works in finance, and we do what we can to help spread the word that this is something that affects children and is rare, but definitely need as much research and fundraising as possible to help the next kids as well. So Extra Life actually came to us because Liam, when he does his infusions, we a lot of times will bring like a Nintendo Switch, and we'll play where one arm he can play with his controller, and the other arm say all play, and we'll play as a character together, or we'll play Mario Brothers or whatever it is. And the child life specialist at Boston Children's Hospital mentioned that they have a program called Extra Life, and asked if we wanted to be patient advocates for it, and we do. So basically, we met the team there for the kickoff event last year. Met a lot of the gamers there, learned about their stories and what they do to fundraise, and how it's instead of it being like a 5K for fundraising, they're typically streaming video games or playing board games. And I think if I'm correct about this, I think the Children's Miracle Network raised somewhere about $12 to $13 million. Let's see. I mean, on a good note, he's doing great. So positive world is that a third of the kids will go into full remission. A third of the kids will, not needing medication anymore after about, say, 4 years or so. A third of the kids will go in and out of flares their whole life, which means that the disease comes back pretty heavy. And then a third of the kids will never get off medication, and they're pretty chronic. But that's a lot better than how it used to be. It used to be in the past pretty serious in the sense of high fatality rate, high disablement rate. But with modern treatment, we're looking a lot better. So I can give you a pretty fun story recently. So we do a big event called the Boulder Cure Jam. This year we won't be able to due to COVID, but last year we did, and it was a big bowling event over at Burlington at King's, and we would do a lot of fundraising and get media exposure, have a bunch of big hoopla, fun activities. And this past year, I knew that Liam was going to get a Make-A-Wish, so I hired a Mickey Mouse voice actor, had that voice actor record in Mickey's voice a live wish that we did live for everybody there, with a big spectacle thing, and it got on local media and some other things. So that was pretty cool. It was a really neat kind of culmination of a lot of hard work by the family to help with advocacy and fundraising, and ultimately give him an awesome experience. And then the trip itself was amazing. Went to Disney World with the family, and just we loved it. So big shout out to Make-A-Wish for being incredible. Yeah, I mean that's I mean, I can give you any more details related to our story, but for the most part, we're doing really well. And Liam still continues a weekly chemo shot, and then every other week he has his infusion. But as far as treatment goes, doing well, and just keeping fun and active and lively. And this coming weekend, we're actually doing a big event where we're going to live stream our event. That's kind of why I've got some of my production gear set up here as well, and just trying to test it out. So we're going to do a backyard fundraiser, in the sense of it being this backyard spectacle that's also live streamed. And due to COVID and social distancing, it's just ourselves and one other family that are going to be putting on this big event. It'll be live streamed, and that'll be on July 4th. So one thing would be thank you. Two things. I guess more of a motivational thing would be, I don't know what I could say to motivate, other than I've already seen a very motivated group. So I think the more that you're able to network, and now I think that's probably going to be a little trickier in the sense of not being able to go to those large events where you brought a lot of other gamers into the community. But I know that you're really active with Discord and Facebook and other types of social media. So I think that's really cool. But I'd say stick with it in a big way. You're making an incredible impact. I know that families like ours really appreciate everything that the Extra Life community is doing. And I know it's just incredibly successful. I mean, everything that I've seen from streamers like yourself, it's just been really impressive with how much you're able to do with your own time and with something you love, while learning how to even do it in a bigger scale. So it's like you're kind of not only fundraising, but you're learning a skill set through marketing and live streaming and kind of social media that I think is going to be a strong skill set that you could put into any type of work, or even just hobby into the future. So I think it's really cool what you're doing. Uh, Good question. I think we have one that we're doing next weekend that I'm sure you guys could incorporate. But I bought on Amazon a dunk tank, so it's pretty cool. And then we're going to incorporate that into our live stream event. So it's just a portable dunk tank that you assemble through PVC piping, and then you throw like a beanbag at the target, knock it over, and it dumps a big bucket of water on whoever's in there. And it's hilarious. We used it for a bunch of big parties, and everyone loves it. The kids love it, and I think for an incentive, I think that that would help you add both a visual spectacle because it's hilarious, as well as a good incentive for fundraising too.
All right. Is there anything that you would like to see from Extra Life in the future?
Um, See from them, no, but I think a fun thing that would be cool to do if everyone's up for it would be a collaborative live stream where we tap into everyone else's feeds. Nope, all set. Yeah. Tap into everyone else's feeds. Maybe it's via Zoom like you're doing here, or another platform, and that way the families that are the patient advocacy families can talk to the large group, and everyone can also kind of network themselves and talk about best practices and what they're doing, and I want to learn from it too. So I think the more that we can put our brains together as to how to make the whole thing bigger and up our skills would be better. So
All right. That's really all I have for questions. Is there anything else you would like to share?
no, maybe how about what is your streaming mission? What are you usually focused on? What games do you play, and where are you looking to go with it?
So my schedule is a bit of a disaster right now because I'm still waiting to hear back from a full-time job. But what I like to do when I have some time is play some games that I enjoy, like Persona, Pokemon, and a couple other RPG-based games. And I try to do every single day for 2 to 3 hours and promote the hell out of Extra Life, especially this year, because the hospitals are not able to get as much fundraising done because of COVID.
Hmm.
And I would really love to see the hospital get as much as it has in previous years, even with everything that's going on. And I really want to see that chair in my living room. And with that, when I hit $5,000, I also promised myself that I'm gonna get an Extra Life tattoo.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. So a lot to look forward to this year if I can actually get myself to push towards it enough.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yep.
No, and I know you're doing something with Keene State, and I think that's amazing.
Yep.
And yeah, anything we can do to help, that'd be great as well.
Well, if you happen to be available in November and COVID decides to calm down a bit, if you would like to join us at Keene State and play some games in person, that would be great. The tentative date right now is Halloween and into November 1st because of daylight savings time and 25 hours. But you could play anything you want, whether it be just Liam, you playing with Liam, the rest of the family in a party game, whatever you guys want to do. You guys have an entire hour to play whatever you guys want.
Cool. Sounds fun. Yeah, no, definitely count us in. Whether that's in person or virtually, we're in.
All right.